What's up, besties? Peace and blessings, saints and ain'ts. I am back with another video. I hope you are safe, moisturized, and minding your business like the good Lord intended. So this is a story time that I got from off of TikTok. Shout out to Bria Lux over there. She started out as an officer and she ended up as an inmate. Listen to her story time. Listen to what she says. Y'all know we're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty in the court of law, but society, they're going to say that we are guilty before we are innocent. That's the sad part about society. But then I also want to say that we get these jobs, we get into these careers that could potentially end up costing you your freedom. Just such as nursing. In nursing, that can potentially cause you your freedom, depending on how you move and things of that nature, how you document, stuff like that. That can potentially end you up behind bars. And things like being an officer, working at a jailhouse, things like that, it can get you, caught up some kind of way. Doctors, lawyers, there's certain jobs that can get you caught up just out of nowhere. You never see it coming. You never know which way it came from. Sometimes it could be a jealous coworker. I feel the work. It could be a bitter family member. It could be somebody who just doesn't like me and decides to go to the board of nursing, and then there goes my license. There goes, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things, people can make accusations against you and have you sitting up in a prison not knowing why, or not knowing how you got there. So y'all listen to her story time. Listen to what she tells you and how things ended up for her. Make sure that you leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this. Let me know, have you ever experienced this? And one of these days, y'all, I'm going to give y'all my story time, because I do got a story to tell. But I want to get through what I'm getting through right now, and then I'll tell my story. But anyways, I love y'all.
Started my locks yesterday, but that's neither here or there. So let's get into it. How I went from officer to inmate. So boom, listen, let's take it all the way back to August of 2022. Your girl officially stepped into the law enforcement world, and baby, when I say it wasn't easy, it wasn't easy. I mean, it was giving struggle, literally struggle to get that damn badge. I'm telling you, I failed BCOT the first time. Yeah, I flunked out, and I had to spin the block and go back. 6 weeks after I failed, I had to go back. But when I came back and I aced it. So we're going to fast forward to me graduating November of 2022. By the beginning of December, I was already working solo at the prison. Like, solo. Like, nobody trained me. I just got keys, and it was like, here you go. Here you go. So 2023 came, and I had asked about being on TAT squad. That's special operations. We went prison to prison all over the state of Georgia, shaking down stuff, keeping inmates in check, and the staff. I ain't gonna lie, I thought I was her in that all black. Like, yeah, getting calls at 4 o'clock in the morning, like, yeah, let's go to this prison, this prison, this prison. Yeah, I was really her for real. But let's talk about this mess. There was a prison that was supposed to be shutting down, and there was a bunch of females that had transferred. I ain't gonna name no names because this ain't the shade room, but they wanted to work in the same area I had been holding down for months. I wasn't feeling that, because who you think you is? I had been running my area how I wanted it for months. No interruptions. So over time, things just started getting weird. Around my birthday, September of 2023, I decided to start applying for other places because I wasn't feeling that messy ass shit, because it was a whole bunch of females working at the prison. I had got a job offer for the Cobb County Sheriff's Office in Atlanta. I stopped showing up to work. Baby, I think I went to work 5 times in the month of September. October came, October 2023. I officially resigned. I resigned October 9th of 2023. When I say I packed up everything and moved to Atlanta for a better opportunity. And baby, this is where things get real. Part 2, yeah, you don't want to miss it, I promise you. Okay, so here's part 2, officer to inmate, the arrest. Okay, so remember I had told y'all that I had moved to Atlanta for the DeKalb County job. Let me tell you about the process, because baby, it was long as hell, literally long. I had to get a job at a warehouse in November because my bills. I ain't stopped just because I moved. I still have my apartment in Valdosta too, because I left in a hurry trying to chase that opportunity. Like, who wouldn't? It was more money. Hello, we love money, so I'm going to go where the money is. Okay, so remember these dates. October 9th of 2023, I resigned. October 28th, I moved to Atlanta. In November, I started working at DHL, waiting on my official start date for DeKalb County. Meanwhile, I still had this one friend that was working down there still. So she would always call me to keep me in the loop, talking about this person said this person said that. But one day I got fed up with that shit. Like, you call me every day talking about that damn job. I don't give a fuck. Them females messy. Talk to yourself at this point, because I don't want to hear that shit. So January of 2024, I had finally started working. I didn't have to do the full training because I had already had experience in corrections. So to be a jailer, they just transfer everything. And I had to wait a certain amount of months to become a deputy. So, this would shit take a wild turn. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? It's early February. They had told me that I was switching from days to nights. So I'm like, okay, but I had just worked 5 days straight. So they gave me 2 days off, and I had to come back that Monday. That Monday night, I was getting ready for work. I had got my son ready for bed. I had kissed him goodnight. I had told him I'll see him in the morning to take him to daycare. It was my first night on night shift. I came into the jail, walked through the metal detector, and headed to the briefing room. Just having a good old time. Just talking to one of the girls that I had went through training with. I see a man and a woman standing against the wall. They go, Officer Johnson, come with me. I'm like, huh? Okay. So they walked me into this little room, and they're like, we'll be back. So I'm looking. I'm confused as hell. I'm texting one of my homegirls like, why the hell they put me in this room? Like, what the hell going on? So about an hour go by, I'm like, what the hell going on? They finally come back in there. They take me into another room, and one of the captains is sitting down, and she's reading this paper. She like, I'm going to read you this paper. And she says, as of today, February 7th, 2024, you are under arrest. Baby, I ain't never been arrested. I was confused as hell because what you mean I'm under arrest? Under arrest for what? Then 2 people from the Department of Corrections walk in and say, stand up, turn around. And they cuffed me right there. Y'all, they cuffed me in full uniform. Like, they was being so rough in there. Like, when she said stand up and turn around, she meant exactly that. Like, that lady wasn't playing with me. But I was so fucking confused. But I knew right then and there that it was about to go the fuck down. And the only thing they asked me after they already handcuffed me was, have you heard of this inmate? They said his name. And I looked and I said, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, yeah. Y'all ain't ready for part 3. Y'all, it is 1:45 in the morning, and I'm making sure y'all get part 3 before I go to sleep. I had a busy day, and I wasn't able to get y'all part 3 until now. So let's get into it. Part 3, Officer to Inmate, the ride back. So y'all remember how I told y'all, well, I left off in part 2, how they put me in handcuffs and was asking me about the inmate, and I was looking at her crazy because I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. Yeah, let me break it down for y'all. So y'all remember I had told y'all that the females had got transferred to the prison that I was working at. Well, that inmate, the one they was asking me about when I got arrested, he had transferred there as well. 3 months prior to them arriving. 3 months prior, he was there. And then y'all got there. Okay, cool. In that prison, messy. The rumors, the drama, the hate. Some people just didn't want to see me win. You know, you got a few people like that. They just don't want to see you win at all. Whatever. Especially because I was moving to Atlanta and about to make more money. They was hating. As I'm walking out this little office in cuffs, all the captains, the sergeants, the lieutenants, everybody lined up in the hallway just watching me. Some of them even recording like it was entertainment. I was sick as a dog because, like, what the fuck are y'all recording me for? The hell? They loaded me in a truck, and now I'm on a 4-hour ride back to Lowndes County in handcuffs and shackles for something I ain't even do. When we finally get into Valdosta, they switched me in another vehicle. This vehicle had an investigator. He takes my shackles off and say, that wasn't necessary anyways. Oh, was it? Then why the fuck was I in them to begin with? I'm confused as hell. We put up to the jail. He looks at me and say, do you know why you were arrested? Of course not. He says, conspiracy to commit a felony and trading with inmates. Trading? Conspiracy? What the fuck? Who, me? I ain't never passed nothing. I ain't never broke no rules. I ain't never been under investigation. I ain't never been in trouble. This is a lie. So he tells me, I understand that, but it's a baby involved in this case. A baby? What? What you mean? So he was like, so they're taking it a lot serious, and that's all he said. I go through the process of going to jail, you know, fingerprints and all that. I keep asking them for a phone call. Remember, I was just working night shift, and y'all just arrested me, so nobody knows where the hell I am, where I'm at. Like, nobody knows. They keep telling me, no, I can't make no phone calls. So the first night in jail, I had to sleep in medical. It was cold as fuck. I was miserable. I was just so aggravated, so angry. Just like, I was so disgusted. Like, breakfast came that morning. They asked me, am I going to eat? Do it. Story time. Let's go ahead and get part 5 out the way. So I had called my lawyer to see if he knew about the warrant for my arrest, but he sounded more shocked than I was. Like, he just didn't know what was going on. So he goes and say, let me make a few phone calls to see what's going on. But baby, I was making the same phone calls because what's really going on? I feel like you're not doing your job, because why do I have a warrant for my arrest? You told me that I was okay when I asked like 2 weeks ago prior to me having a warrant for my arrest. So I called the DA office, and they told me that Lowndes County no longer had our case. So I called him back, and I was like, I called the DA office, we have a new prosecutor. So he was like, he was going to call the old prosecutor to see who the new prosecutor was. So about an hour calling back and forth, I got irritated, like super irritated. Y'all remember that 300 page packet that I said I had? I went and I read it page per page. Like, I was in here reading every single page, like every single page, everybody name, everybody charges. I had all of it, and I sat and I read it. I probably should have read it when I first got it, but I sent it straight to my lawyer. Thought he was gonna do the job. So let's go back. Remember, I resigned October 9th of 2023. I moved October 28th of 2023. So I get in the middle of this long ass packet, and I see 3 dates: November 16th, 17th, and 18th. And in that packet, on those days, it said that I was seen inside of the prison trading. How you see me in the prison? I wasn't even there. Because on this November the 16th, I was getting my hair done on that day, and I have proof, and I sent it to my lawyer. On November 17th, I was at work at DHL. It was my first day at work at DHL because I was working on the weekends. I also sent that to my lawyer. Especially on November the 18th, I was at work on those days. So how did you see me inside of a prison that I wasn't at when I live 4 hours away? Doesn't make any sense. So, at that point, I'm just like, do y'all even have the right Johnson? We go by last names. I'm not the only Johnson that ever worked at that prison. So how did you grab me out of all people? Especially somebody that doesn't even work there anymore. And you say you see me, you physically see me there. You didn't see me there because I wasn't there. I was already gone. So I'm reading and reading and reading. I noticed that this case goes all the way back to 2020. First of all, I was pregnant in 2020. Yeah, I had my son in 2020. So I wasn't even thinking about law enforcement. I was actually doing security. So what the hell? And I also noted that it's like 180 people on this one case, from family members, from friends. It's just a whole bunch of mess. And I just feel like I'm the only oddball that don't fit in, truthfully. I don't. So after I read that whole thing, I end up calling my lawyer back. And he was just like, I spoke with the new prosecutor. They want you to turn yourself in today. No. I can't do that. I can't. I literally said, no, I can't do that. I couldn't. I have bills. I just moved into my apartment. I got to make sure my son is straight. So he was like, okay, I'm going to call you back. He called back and said that I had 3 weeks to turn myself in. And I was okay with that. 3 weeks to turn myself in. Okay, I can handle what I need to handle, pay all my bills. Cool, that's fine. Turn myself in 3 weeks. Okay. That last week, I spent the entire week with my son. Like, it was just me and my son. And it was the best week ever. So Friday, April the 24th, I turned myself in. I knew that on Sunday I was going to have arraignment. I also knew that I wasn't going to have any bond. Wasn't going to have a bond. Which I went on a Sunday and I didn't have a bond. But I also noticed that when I made a phone call, used the jail phone to make a phone call, my mom had said that they booked me under violation of probation. I've never been in trouble. I never been on probation. So why are y'all booking me under these charges? Guess what? They made a mistake. They had to come back, re-fingerprint me, and re-book me under the new charges that the new prosecutor gave me, which was the gang charges. How am I in a gang? Please explain this. We haven't got no type of evidence. It's been a whole year later and still nothing. Nothing. So my lawyer, he came every other day to see me, and then he finally got me on the docket for a court date, which was absolutely perfect. But guess what? You remember those females? They was in the dorm across from me. It was 3 of them in there. I was the only one by myself in a dorm, and I was absolutely okay with it. Like, I was okay with being by myself because I didn't want to be with them anyways. I spent 22 days locked up. 22 days in jail. Just stressing my ass off because why the fuck am I sitting in here a second time on new charges? Why? So May 16th, I finally had bonded out. And on that same day, I had court. I had court that same day that I bonded out. But I wasn't able to make it to court, but my lawyer went to court for me. So it's my second time in jail, the same case, the same old chaos, and still don't have anything. They won't release nothing. Nothing. But it's okay because this time that I'm out, oh baby, we're going extra hard because I need to clear my name. I'm clearing my name from all the allegations because it's been a year and I still don't have anything. I keep losing everything. Every time I get on my feet, I lose something. Last year I got arrested, I lost everything. This year, I didn't lose that much. I still have my place, but it's still the matter of the fact that I'm starting back over. I lost jobs behind going back to jail for 22 days. So yeah, that's it for now. Okay, because I'm really trying to be nice, but it's a lot of y'all in these comments that are really slow. So let me break it down to you. You saying it don't make sense? I already know it don't make sense. That's the whole point of me doing the story time, because it don't make sense. The date don't add up. None of the dates add up. I know that already, because how did I resign in October, but y'all seen me in November, but I got arrested in February of the next year? Duh, it doesn't make sense. I get that. That's the whole point. None of it makes sense. That's why I'm trying to clear my name, because none of it makes sense. If I had the evidence or the discovery or anything else, you think I'll be on here? Hell no. I don't have nothing but allegations. I got a paper that said I was seen at the prison when I wasn't even working there. I was working at a warehouse. What do you mean? This is made up. This ain't fucking made up. I got 2 damn mugshots in a video. What the hell? I'm not that goddamn bored to sit on the internet and make up some shit like this. This is real life. This is shit that I'm really going through. Like, I'm literally waiting on the motion of discovery. I'm literally waiting on the evidence. It's been a whole year and I have not gotten nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing but a rap sheet, basically. Nothing but charges after charge after charge after charges. Like, I'm not finna sit up here and make this up. I don't have to make this shit up. The fuck? What? No, this is real life. None of it makes sense. I get that. I'm confused just like y'all confused. Hell, we all in the loop together now. The fuck? Sit back and enjoy the ride, because we got a long way to fucking go. And if you don't want to be here, kick rocks, because I could care less. And I literally mean you can kick rocks. For real. You don't have to be here. If you don't like what I post, you can exit. you can block me. But I'm not sitting on here making this up. I don't have to make this up. I'm not that bored. I know a lot of people get on here and make up stuff for content, but no, I am really going through this like legit. I literally just text my lawyer earlier and say, have we got the discovery? We haven't got nothing. No discovery, no evidence, no outfit day before arrest. Neither times have I got that. You talking about some, they talking about they still gathering evidence. After a year, you still gathering evidence? I thought you already had it. Where is it at? Why can't we see it? I want to know what I did. You said you seen me. I want to see the pictures. Why you didn't arrest me the day you seen me? Why you waited until February if you seen me in November? I'm confused. Why would you travel 4 hours when I was just supposed to be in Loudoun County? When you see me, you would have arrested me there. Why would you wait a couple months later? And while I'm in, no, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. I can't make you understand because I don't even understand. We all confused. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about this case. I don't know what y'all want me to get up here and make up a part. No, this is where it stops. I'm free as of right now. I'm out on bond again. I had to pay $2,500 to get out. My bond was $25,000. I'm free. I'm glad to be free. I'm home with my son. You can continue to watch my page and I'll do updates. If you don't want to be here, have a great day.